So, game number one is taking us to Battlefield of Eternity. This was picked by Duratan's Couch, so Jailbait will have the first ban, first pick. And Battlefield of Eternity, it's a 2-lane map. It gets a lot of power. With Sylvanas does have a lot of power here. If you're able to win the Immortals, that is the big if there. A lot of people like to feel threatened by Sylvanas, but Durtan probably definitely feels threatened by Sylvanas if you didn't realize. But they actually just played a game right before this and lost pretty hard to that. But she's definitely counterable. A lot of times, I mean, Hanzo is still really strong even with the changes today. There was a patch going on today. They actually decided to ban out Stukov, which is surprising, being on Battlefield Eternity. I mean, he has good sustained heals. He does kind of create some choke points with his silence, but it's not really like a huge threat. He's not a game changer if he gets picked. Durtan's Couch looking to maybe ban out the Hanzo. Like I said, he's strong. I mean, even with the changes today, they didn't really change anything that was of use or made a difference. It's kind of just slight auto attack change. I mean, what made him a problem is still a problem. They did nerf his level 7 talent at least, which is helpful. Just hovering the Hanzo, giving him time to think. I can't imagine a scenario where they don't ban Hanzo here. Yeah, there we go. So this gives first pick to Jailbait. So this is where we're going to start seeing what theory of, what strategy they plan to use for Battlefield of Eternity. Like I've said before, with At the Times, if you guys have been watching, is there's kind of two trains of thought for Battlefield of Eternity. You either go the kind of defense on your own immortal and then have one guy trading, or you just go in like full team fight, way to get to a couple of those kills, and then you go to the race. Or you do like the full-on racing, or you do the you kind of like delay, you play defense, and have somebody split soaking like an Abathur or Dahaka, somebody like that can easily re-engage in a team fight when needed. So red team decides to pick up the Lucio, solid healer. I guess that kind of sees why they banned Stukov right about. They knew they had first pick. With that, they would either take Lucio. I'm surprised they still. I mean, even with that, they must really not want to play against Stukov, because if, let's say, they didn't ban Stukov and Duratan's Couch didn't ban Hanzo, then they would have a choice between Lucio and Hanzo, and that's a pretty tough choice. Duratan's Couch picking up the Greymane ETC, both solid picks. Greymane's a solid racer, doesn't really show anything right now. He can be the racer. He can play defense. I mean, he's pretty good. He's always a follow up with ETC. Greymane can be a solo laner. He can help take mercs. That's probably why a lot of people are calling for him to get kind of some nerfs, just because he does everything too well. So what is Jailbait going to take? They can pick up their tank here. They might not want to take their tank. Depends on what they plan to do. So sometimes you might want to leave like a super divey tank to be the last pick. Yeah, or they don't. So they pick one of the DPSers. They get a racer that's a available racer and a Sonya. So Sonya can solo lane. Valla can race just as well as Greymane. She does a lot better once her quest is complete, so she does have a little bit of delay on her full race potential. And now, so this still leaves Jailbait the ability to pick up a dive hero if they need to. They can pick up some kind of defense people and let Sonya just sit on the attacking immortal. And so it kind of gives them options, honestly, of what I was talking about before. Durtan's Couch deciding on who they want to ban. A Nubrak was not a terrible ban if they are going to be scared of the dive. They're going to be scared of the web wrap, and going to the defense. So if you're planning to go with the full race build, you usually, or like full race team, you usually do want to get a lot of those divers, the Tyrael, the Nubraks, the Muradins, that can invade on when they're defending their own immortal very easily. But if you do go full race, you definitely want to pick up the Li Ming. And they have the next two picks, so they have the possibility to pick up Li Ming. And because a lot of times when you go full race and you think you're going to win the race, the other team's going to want to defend, and Li Ming just gets free poke. Just free poke. And then free poke and free immortal damage most of the time. So who does Jailbait want to ban? They could also get rid of a tank. That does start limiting the tank pool. They actually get rid of Cho. I don't know if that was a meme or they actually are scared of Cho'Gall. I guess they probably weren't too afraid of anybody. I mean, that was a pretty quick ban on Cho'Gall, honestly. I mean, not that Cho'Gall's terrible. I mean, like, he can be a meme. I mean, they've banned out a new Barak. They picked up the Greymane. That's 2 counters to Cho'Gall right there. I mean, he's got pretty good race because of the actual Gall portion. So it would actually be pretty tough to beat him. So just want to make sure they didn't get any cheesy strats going on. Definitely let me know in chat if this is too loud. I once again messed with my mic settings some more, and I have the mic like really close to my mouth now, so I'm hoping it's not too loud. I think you guys probably hear every swallow. Picking up the Arthas Rhaegar. So that gives them a solid solo laner with the Arthas. Rhaegar is decent heal since Stukov and Lucio was banned. Probably Rhaegar was the next best. There is Ancestral available. Arthas, I like the Arthas pick because if Arthas can get on Vala, she can't really escape, especially if he's able to get on Vala without engaging with his Howling Blast, because then you just wait for Vala to vault, Howling Blast, and then she's in trouble. Arthas does really well against Sonya. Because I mean, any type of slows are actually a kind of soft counter to Sonya, because if she's not able to really stick to the target, then she's literally useless, and she doesn't have any other engage other than her spear and her run speed. So negating out that run speed, actually deterring the run speed even with Arthas, basically makes Sonya, it's almost like a soft peel. And with the Arthas and ETC pick, they're actually going to pick Tychus. So they're going to look into saying, hey, you know, if you're going heavy frontline like that, we're going to start demolishing the frontline. So I like that. That was definitely a direct counter pick to what they're selling. So they're saying, hey, we don't need to worry about the race too much right now. We're kind of even Greymane, Arthas ETC versus Vala Sonya, what they had before. And then Tychus is not the best at the race. Does pretty much puny auto attacks. But now if there's any type of invade going on, or if they're actually going to force into a fight, then Tychus will do really well against ETC and Arthas. So last pick here for Duratons. Honestly, I actually still like Li Ming. Li Ming is good burst against a Lucio. She can follow up with ETC and Arthas. There's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 interrupts for Mosh Pit. So it'll be definitely hard to get that off. I mean, they go with a mage, so it's kind of the same deal. The mage for mage, basically giving that ranged poke, giving that burst damage. It's more stun interlocks, stun synergy with the Kael'thas and the ETC and the Arthas. So they have a lot of kill potential. There's a lot of kill potential inside of Duratons Couch. Whereas Battlefield Eternity, I mean, they have good kill potential as well. It's definitely not as bursty. I mean, Dykes can do some burst. It's over the course of like 3 seconds. Vala obviously does decent burst with auto, if she has a lot of auto attack stacks already. But we're gonna get right into game number 1. So let me know what you guys think of these drafts. We got, and both teams, they're not really. Neither team is going on full-on race, which is good. I think Duratons Couch has the better poke if they get defended upon. And I think they have the better defense if they need to defend against the other person. Because especially with a defense comp, getting any type of pick that somebody stands out of place for, like if a Vala or a Tychus, because Tychus has a short auto attack range, if he steps out of place to try to get some immortal damage on, that should be an easy pick. So honestly, I like Duratons Couch here, so we're going to see how it plays out. Because he has wrong skin. Oh my god. We're cool to play if you guys are. Alright, well. Doing a quick interview, quick startup of everybody. On the left side, Duratons Couch, we got Captain Wedge on Arthas. Wildcard on Kael'thas, Suln on the Rhaegar, Big Egg Roll on the ETC, and Afish on the Greymane. On the right-hand side, we got Jailbait, we got Junkrat on the Tychus, Frag Stellar on the Lucio, Galaxy on the Vala, H2O on the Murden, which is the banned skin, shame on you, and Smug Dolphin on the Sonya. So, I mean, luckily H2O did notify everybody that he's on the banned skin. That's very good of him. And but Duraton's Couch says they don't care that much. They're gonna dodge your strikes anyways. They don't care about that animation. So it is gonna make it hard for both ETC and Arthas to engage. I'm actually surprised that, I mean, I guess they probably want both tanks here to provide a lot more sturdiness, but with the 3 backline here, is it better to have Arthas? Is it better to have Arthas down here because there's 3 backline? I mean, they have a lot of good, poke like that. Kael'thas did not go convection, otherwise she would be getting a lot. He would be getting a lot of convection stats here. He's gonna try to spread that chain bomb as much as possible. I mean, honestly, if he had convection, this would be such a one-sided fight. Or he'd be getting a lot of stacks. Yeah, I think with the 3 backline, I think this is actually hurting them a little bit because it requires too much engagement with not enough follow-up compared to the Tychus and the Vala. So losing those 2 frontliners there, they're trying to time in their stacks enough. So looking at the top lane, Sonya did end up going block, which is a great view from Greymane. So with block, Sonya actually does really well against Greymane. If Sonya had not gone block, Greymane can usually win that lane. So with that, actually, I mean, Sonya needed to go block even if Arthas showed up there, and that's probably what she was expecting. At this point, we probably want to see... Lucio does not have good burst heals. We probably want to see a rotation from Arthas to hit the... to actually go up to the Sonya. And they'd even out pretty well, but they would just create a little bit more kill pressure on bot lane. Right now, Tychus is just zoning the crap out of Arthas and ETC. Ooh, the Kael'thas getting a little low there. Got so low. Is actually probably going to have to fully back here. Does have the well. Sonya's gotten down to half health. Both teams down to half health. Greymane was forced to use the well. I think Sonya still has hers. I mean, just Tychus is just able. Tychus and Vala is just able to do whatever they want, especially with the sustained healing from Lucio. I mean, like everybody's at full health even after all that damage. But can you imagine how many convection stacks Kael'thas would be up to? I mean, there's no way for him to know that, but man, he'd be at a lot of convection stats. So luckily for Jailbait, I mean, their Immortal is going to be on the bot lane. Looks like they're going to look to defend a little bit as they take these mercs. But it's good timing on that. I mean, there's no mercs taken yet for Duraton's Couch. We're should be able to jump out of here just fine. It looks like they're going to play a little defense here. They're going to leave Greymane on the Immortal. He's waiting to see everybody show. Sonya is going top to kind of counter defense. So it's going to be a 4v1, or a 4v1 split. And we're going to try to see, so this is what we're going to want. There's a lot of choke points here. I would like to see ETC and Arthas kind of just sit on both of these choke points, either up here or right here in the 2 vents, and then just zone out as much as possible. So they got nice stun locks going on there, taking out the Muradin. Almost able to follow up on that Tychus, and this is going to give... But unfortunately, these mercs out here, Sonya's not even need to defend because Greymane has to deal with these mercs. And once they see somebody go top lane, I'd imagine they're probably going to follow up with a lot more pressure down here. Tychus is actually going in the rhythm. I'm actually surprised. That is, I've seen a lot of in the rhythm now as opposed to the Giant Killer one. Ooh, they're going to jump onto this Tychus. Nice little sidestep dodge from the Kael'thas. Is he going to live? No way. Okay, I was about to say. They do trade the Sonya, but that might be everybody dead on the side of Duraton's Couch. Greymane's going to get a little bit of, value out. Gonna do a slight chase here. I mean, he's got a lot of his frost presence done. Greymane was actually able to win the Immortal. They lost 2 for having a benefit to having the win. Oh no! Ooh, they didn't fully check. Luckily for the Greymane, he's actually canceled his Hearth just to say, whatever. If they're gonna invade on us, I'll just play it safe. He probably has a well available. He does have a well available. We're just gonna look into stop the auto attacks a little bit more. And this is actually gonna give Duraton's Couch and a kill. The first Immortal. Wait, do they get the Immortal though? Dude, they do not. Oh, it feels bad. That they actually, if they didn't focus so much on the Murden, they actually would have won that Immortal. It's hard to say if that was worth it. The level 7 is still there for Jailbait. I don't know. It's hard to say if that was worth that kill or not. I'm gonna say no. The first Immortal, while it is weak, it still gives you a lot of lane pressure. It'll keep them up in it'll keep them up in soak. But they should be able to kill this fast enough with the Kael'thas and the Greymane. Now, like, they did switch the Arthas up there now. So, like, Arthas, if he auto-attacks Sonya twice, so this is what the solo lane looks like. Arthas wants to auto-attack Sonya twice to break off his block charges, and then uses D. Like, it's like auto-attack, D. And then that'll start getting Sonya into a lot of the damage. Because even though Arthas' auto-attacks actually does quite a bunch of damage. There's one auto-attack. Okay, and Sonya's just going to run away. So we do see Poison Spear, even though Sonya did get changed today as well. A little bit of the Poison Spear nerf. Greymane's getting a lot of cocktail value, which is going to help. Oh, nice little invade on the Rhaegar. Nice. This is perfect for the ETC. Kind of a little dissynergy there, knocking back before the Flame Strike went on. But that was great. That was so great. ETC sitting in this vent, waiting for them to invade on the rest of their team, so that way he can be there for the disruption and the peel. ETC's biggest threat is not being seen. Same thing with Murden. Most of the time, you don't want your tank to be seen on the map, so that way they can come in for those flanks like that. I was actually surprised ETC is being that... Kael'thas is getting a little too far out there, trying to walk up a little too far to get that damage. Greymane's going in for the kill. Little dive, trying to get away, barely gets away from the Vala. Lucio was going for it and actually pays for his life, got greedy there, goes right into the towers, trying to get that one auto attack on Greymane out. That was definitely not worth it. So, 15 seconds left. Both teams are looking to just play the PvE game a little bit. Arthas is almost stacked with both of his stuff. I think Arthas is not trusting as much of how well he can actually duel Sonya. A nice position for... Actually, it's better positioning for Jailbait just because they had all the 5 members there faster, whereas Durton's couch was still pretty split up doing the different soaking. They are trying to get 10. This is going to be a tough fight. You don't have 10. You can't really defend. This is going to be tough. I mean, you kind of want to defend, but if you invade into ultimates just like they're doing right now, they actually have... Wait, that Murden just went ham? Like, what? I mean, that level 10 was so good. I feel like that Murden's auto attacks like just went so fast. Arthas is not getting away from here with the last knockback from Lucio. And that's just not what you want to see. I mean, Jailbait, I mean, they played that correctly. They immediately got 10s. They invaded hard. I mean, they invaded hard. Immediately killed on that Kael'thas. Level 10 was reached for. Nice slide to invade that stun. Level 10's reached for Durtan. Got Cursed Bullet. It's not pretty good with the Kael'thas. I would say Cursed Bullet's not was probably the right choice. Ancestral Healing, Phoenix. ETC hasn't picked his ultimate yet, neither has Arthas. I mean, I think I don't know, do you have to go Mosh Pit? I don't think you have to go Mosh, but he does go Mosh. They are going to re-invade here. Arthas is popping his ghouls, trying to get some free healing. 2 stuns going out, 1 interrupt. All the interrupts are available out for the rest of the team. But looks like they popped a lot of R's. Well, I guess they only popped 1 R, but there's a lot of R's down for Jailbait. I mean, they honestly should be able to kind of re-engage on this. Sound Barrier is going to be up in 5 seconds. Murden's jumping in, trying to get that Greymane. Almost gets the stun combo with Immortal. Right now, everybody's just kind of just waiting to kill this Immortal. I mean, this can still go either way. They don't have Sonya. They see Sonya bot lane. Gets a free fort for herself. That's a pretty good call for them. Giving them a good level lead. But now Sonya's definitely going to want to get out of here. There's going to be a full rotation on her. I don't think they catch her. No. Unfortunately. Sonya was able to get away with it. But, so, super value from them. And they're just going to trade... trade mercs here. So Sonya, I think, sees this. Yeah. So that tells the rest of Jailbait that there is the full team bottom. Arthas is sitting in the top lane, waiting to safely soak. Good call. Didn't know where the rest of the team was. They're not shown on the map. Just now being shown on the bot lane. Nice cocktail. A little bit of miss going full on for the Kael'thas. They still got another slide. Unstoppable trying to come in, but they're so disrupted here. Nice Ancestral saving the Kael'thas. They're trying to peel, but they just don't have the Arthas. This makes it so hard. Now he's going to be able to come in. They can counter engage here. Nice jumping onto Vala. Vala immediately dives to the mosh pit. Actually stuns the Muradin because he tried to leap over it and is able to get that kill. And good timing. Granted, they are going to be alive by the time the next stun spot. I would like to see Duraton's Couch invade this. You have 22 seconds for the Muradin. I mean, that's not going to be in threat. Missed a little bit of value there. Nice spear. Missed a little bit of value there, not invading this with 2 dead, and you had 5 members right here. You might have also been able to get another pick, but you know it's hard to see that right on the bat. But those are little things that you want to look for when you have the numbers advantage. When there's still things to do on the map, and you have numbers advantage, take those things on the map with your numbers advantage. So they see all 5 members here. Arthas is not back yet. They probably want to run away for a little bit, just until they see the rest of the members. Some good damage going on. Vala does not have her quest done yet, so she doesn't kill it quite as fast. Ooh, almost trying to get that slide. One stun goes out. A long grenade. Here comes in Tychus with the burn. Trying to reinvade. Arthas is going pretty far in. Tychus still has his D up. I mean, this is only benefiting Jailbait. Because they have the Shaman camp pushing out, the more that they stake standing around here, it's going to be way more beneficial for... Oh no, they're getting into a little choke point with the stun. But it's only getting more beneficial for Jailbait. Nice invade onto the Tychus. He's getting pretty slow, but there's going to be stun. Comes out with nice sound barrier coming out, and Seshel hitting right onto the Arthas. I think the ghouls have been out all completely. And Tychus actually still gets out with full health. Almost gets interrupted by the stun. Oh no, but they're all going down one little section, and that little choke point with the Lucio being able to chase everybody. Lucio's just saying, hey, look at me. Oh, that last arrow. Feels bad. So a 4-for-0 wipe. They almost killed that Tychus, but that sound barrier was able to save them enough. And during all that, the Shaman was able to get the front wall. And I like this. So then, Jailbait got the right idea. They see 4 dead, invade the camps. Also, Tychus comes down here for a little bit of healing. We're looking at the talents for everybody. Nothing out of the ordinary. Yeah, pretty normal. That's another Shaman camp. Looking for a little bit nice, just in case from Lucio, and Lucio just runs away. Like that. Lucio is just, I don't know, man. Something else. Did he get the long range boop? Trying to look for him. He did. So that pushback is just so far. And this is a pretty healthy Immortal going right onto a keep wall. Level 16 is not reached yet for Jailbait. Nice cocktail damage, but easy heals for Lucio. I mean, once they hit level 16, it's gonna be so scary. Lucio gets so much healing available. Odin popping out, just doing a lot of siege damage. One of the better ultimates to siege with. Lucio kind of spreading the chain bomb. Oh, I guess this is the second one. Kael'thas has to get pretty far in there to try to get his flame strikes off. Good spear onto the Grey Mane. Get rid of this for a little bit. Am I actually all the way out? I'm not even all the way out, guys. I'm a really good caster, I swear. I knew it looked a little weird. They're gonna stay pushed on this. I mean, they have a fully healthy Immortal. Tychus just demolished Arthas walking into him. And this is gonna be a hard defense now with that Arthas dead. I mean, he was using ghouls. Ghouls are still alive, so he just wasn't able to heal up fast enough. Another big push on spear and engage onto the Kael'thas. And with that, Greymane fallen. I mean, they're just doing as much as they can, but it's kind of a nice mosh pit hitting 4 members. Delays the damage for a little bit. Raker goes in for a puppy bite and actually gets killed by the Lucio. But No, I mean, Jailbait played that map really well. They did good rotations. They were taking the merc camps. They did good. Gotta give it to them. So that's game number 1. Now keep in mind that was Durtan's Couch's pick. So, and then going to the side of Jailbait. So let's get the second map underway. It is going to be Towers of Doom. Get right to game. Get all right, yeah. So I mean, that was Tychus did a lot of work. Honestly, Tychus did a lot of work. It could not let ETC or Arthas kind of invade into him at all. I really like that first engage on with ETC on the bottom when he was hiding in that bush. I mean, that's where they almost got a kill there. They're getting so close. I should have gotten rid of this light. That was my bad. So, we're going to Towers of Doom. Can Duratan Couch bring it back? I'm a referee. We got everybody in the lobby. Bans are correct. Old smack talking in the chat. Need to remind myself next time to turn off that light. That one. So, just waiting for the teams to get ready. Let me know when they're ready. Wait. Yeah. Okay, one team's ready. So last game, what could they get? I think their early game again could have been worked on a little bit. I think Arthas would have done better in the top lane versus the Sonya. It just would have made it about even, and it would have gave more kill pressure on bot lane for Durtan's Couch. The Merc timings from Jailbait were really good. All right, so both teams ready. Well, let's get into game number 2. Alright. So, game number 2, taking us to Towers of Doom. This was picked by Jailbait, the red team. So we're going to have first ban, first pick by Durtan's Couch this time. Let's see if they can swap it up. Have the teams that pick the map lose, or the teams that didn't pick the map win. Maybe that first pick is just that worth it. So, I mean, I always like the second games in a series, or at least the consecutive games in a series, because sometimes you get to see if you want like pocket bans, or not pocket bans, but like targeted bans. Do they want to ban the Lucio here? They don't plan on taking Lucio. I feel like they should ban Lucio. They've already, Jailbait already showed that they have a prominent, they have a good Lucio player. Competent Lucio, that's the word I was looking for. So if they don't plan to take Lucio, I feel like they should ban him. Now that requires Jailbait to maybe ban Genji or Hanzo, and Durtan's Couch to pick up the other one if not available. So they might looking to ban the Genji. That shows they might want to pick up Lucio. They have the first pick and then the next 2. So Jailbait, who does they ban? They're banning out the Hanzo, so getting rid of both Shimadas. Now, Jailbait did ban Stukov last game. I'm actually going to be curious to see why they decided to ban the Stukov. And Durtan's Couch actually going to pick up the Dahaka. Gives him global pressure. He's really strong in this map because of that. He's able to take a shrine and then immediately help the other team take the remaining shrines, especially on the first one or when there's 3 or 2. But Jailbait picking Lucio once again, I think is definitely one of the stronger healers right now. And actually taking Junkrat. Surprising. I mean, we have not seen a Junkrat in a while. He has great poke on the bell towers. So maybe they're going to be looking to just kind of delay as much as possible and get some value elsewhere. Or just a delay enough to where they can, you know, kind of force an out of position because they're going to try to body block the Junkrat or something like that. Kind of it's interesting that they showed it so early. I mean, do they lose anything from not showing it right now? I mean, they can still pick a solo laner. They still have to pick a tank. He's not like an amazing damage dealer, so he's not too scary. It's basically just one of those, this is really annoying. I would actually really like Duraton's Couch to pick up Chromie, honestly. Chromie, now Lucio does make it pretty tough for Chromie to hit people because if she is giving them run speed, but the good thing about that is you exactly know where somebody is going to be when they're channeling on the shrine. So it actually makes her incredibly powerful. They do pick up Chromie. So pick up the Chromie and the Tyrael. I like it. I'm actually going to be a big fan of Tyrael into Lucio. And I think it's because of Judgment. You have Judgment Chromie. If they time those out, that Lucio should die. There's no cleanse. So basically Lucio has to be on the ball with hitting his sound barrier as soon as he sees Judgment start coming out. I can't type. So yeah, that was really bad. So sorry, I got distracted there with chat. Banning out the gray main with the Jailbait. I mean, ban out gray main. I mean, he's strong on the map. He still is going to be good. They're still going to be looking for another backline, or Duraton's Couch going to be looking for another backline. Banning out the ETC, that gets rid of one of the disruptions of Tyrael Chromie. If they do see Judgment can be interrupted if ETC is on top of them. And plus, they're also not going to have that many interrupts for ETC because they're going to go straight for Judgment. Most likely, I'm betting that they are going Judgment. That with that, they're maybe not be planning to get 2 other stuns, and so they want to get rid of that ETC, and being afraid of Mosh. So, Jailbait needs to pick a tank, and they need to pick probably another range damage dealer in this round. They don't have to pick the range damage dealer. It could be their another second front line. So who do they take? Let's say they assume Judgment Tyrael. Do they go a Nubarak to counter it? I don't think they do. I don't think a Nubarak would counter it. What tank would be best here? Diablo can try to get on top of Chromie. Stitches. Will Stitches be good? Stitches is not that good against Tyrael. We're actually going to see Blaze. Bunker. That's how you beat Bunker. That's how you beat it. They figured it out. That's good. I like it. That Blaze. So that was a really good call for them. I mean, it's still gonna depend on like the early game. Blaze has a strong solo laner, so that doesn't even have to be their main tank. Blaze can solo lane, especially against a Tyrael. He can solo lane against a Haka. So that doesn't even have to be their main tank. They can still go. Could they go Stitches? Tyrael is pretty good against Stitches. Gives everybody run speed when they run away plus shield, so probably not. They can still go Diablo. They don't have very good Merc pressure with this comp so far for Jailbait. But Duraton's Couch, so they picked healer. What healer do they want?
Let's save some lives.
Morales. Don't know if I like the Morales. Who's she healing? Morales does good against Li Ming. She's not in any threat with Blaze. Junkrat gets annoying, but it's not going to be any threat either. I was actually thinking about going Garrosh, but once again, Tyrael does make it pretty good to go against Garrosh. I was actually would have liked him to see Leoric. Honestly, I think Leoric was probably the best pick here. Hey, Bahamut. Thanks for the host. Thanks a bunch. Hope everybody's enjoying their time at Bahamut the Gaming stream. Another great cast over NGS. We're actually, for those of you that joined, this is going to be game number 2, and that just reminds me that I need to update the score. Jailbait did win game number 1. This is game number 2 for between Durtan's Couch and Jailbait. We got a pretty interesting draft here. I was calling out in the very beginning. So Tyrael was an early pick against the Lucio. I was calling Judgment. But then Jailbait, I mean, they got the Blaze, and Blaze got Bunker. And if they are able to tame that, now there's not that much time frame. Like that Bunker does have like a slight cast, and you have to see the Judgment coming. So that does make it pretty tough. So they can still get away with Judgment. But then with the Morales pick, I'm like, it's hard to heal people when they're diving so far in there. I'm sure Morales is just there to heal Ragnaros. But we're going to have to see how this plays out. So, game number 2, Durtan's Couch. We got Captain Wedge on the Dahaka, Wildcard on the Chromie, F-Fish on the Ragnaros, Big Egg Roll on the Tyrael, and Sul on the Morales. On the right-hand side, we got Jailbait, we got Calaxi on the Morales, on the Li Ming, Brage Stellar on the Lucio, H2O on the Garrosh, Junkrat on the Junkrat, how convenient, Smug Dolphin on the Blaze. So this time we're actually going to zoom out because I'm good at this.
Well, what are you
and I'll be very interested to see how these team fights go. Garrosh is going to always be a pester, especially against the Ragnaros. Ragnaros has to be in melee range, gets kind of in there, same with Dahaka, and then kind of get stuck. Even Chromie. Granted, Chromie should never get hit by Garrosh, but we'll see. Now, Tyrael does provide a lot of escape tools, giving the allied team Justice for all heals, giving them run speed at level 7 if he goes that talent, which he should. He's just going to get some Chromie burst in here. Dahaka is already in top lane, getting some soak. Ragnaros is going to go ahead into the bot lane. The good thing here is that Durtan's Couch actually has 2 very solid solo laners. I hope he doesn't get pushed here. He's definitely going to. And actually already uses run speed. This is probably a very dead Ragnaros. And that's first blood. Morales rotating super safely. It's a little... But I mean, that's okay. I think Ragnaros might have just been a little overextended, not knowing where Garrosh was. Might need to be a little bit more, have a little bit more communication between the team to say, hey, you know, we don't see Ragnaros, or we don't see Garrosh. Garrosh is leaving. Pay attention. Let's see how this top lane is going. Blaze is actually doing really well. I mean, also, I think Blaze should even out the lane against Dahaka, if not win it, with his self-healing. They're actually going to have Rag take these mercs real quick. If this gets sniffed out by Jailbait, this is going to spell doom. Garrosh, they're getting so close. As soon as they run down there, this is going to be so scary for them because of the Garrosh throw and forcing the Rag to be there. But they sniff it out. They don't see Ragnaros on the map at all. They run right by him. Oh, he got lucked out. So another thing with this map, with this map, the bot lane is usually the lane you want to stack. And now they're doing that here. After they took this mercs, they're spending the 3 on the bot lane, actually leaving Chromie in the top. There's a Junkrat bomb right there, so Chromie doesn't want to go too close into that lane because he will get pushed away. Level 4 reach. Soaking is about the same for both teams. Dahaka's got a full essence bar. He probably doesn't want to use it too much because he does have... Ooh. Slight dodge on there. Because he does have burrow, and he can always burrow back and then save his essence for an actual team fight. So that's one of the things that you try to learn with Dahaka is that you try to time out when to use your essence and when you don't need to. So like right now, even now, he has his burrow available. He has essence available for any type of team fight. Unfortunately, he is not bot lane, so technically everybody should be rotating bot lane except for Dahaka. Dahaka should be the only one up here, and if Junkrat, you know, pokes it down a little bit, so be it, but they can poke down bot just as much. So Chromie is just... Maybe she's going to look to poke this bell tower. That does create very annoying, so poke damage. Same thing with Li Ming and Junkrat. I mean, there's basically so much poke between both of these teams here. Got some easy damage going on. They're actually not going to invade, just because there are 3 people bot. They're not actually going to invade the bottom one at all, and they're going to use Chromie to poke enough. Doesn't actually get it in time. That's unfortunate. That was not the timing that they wanted to do. Dahaka, one of the downsides again of the Garrosh, he's just, there's so much frontline going on. The Junkrat bomb gonna pick the kill on the Morales, and the Garrosh getting the stun onto the Dahaka, giving that extra slow after the stun. And that's them 2 kills. So that's now 3 kills to nothing. Not too far down on the experience, so that does work out for him. Working, getting some of that long range poke in just to get some wave clear. So looking at the talents, we do have Into the Fray with Garrosh. Garrosh actually went Warbringer at 1, not opting to go with the long range throw, saying, hey, I'm going to probably, there's 3 frontline, maybe I'll try to get as much of the throw as possible and add some extra cooldown, just get much of the stuns and provide some more peel for the team. Tyrael should have Elduins, does not have Elduins, but has the Morales there. So as I was trying to say before, so a lot of times you want to stack the bot lane because of this Merc pressure. This allows you to do a constant force of this bot lane. Unfortunately here, they are rotating kind of odd. They're trying to protect the Ragnaros, make sure he doesn't get engaged upon. But because of that, they actually lose a free wall for nothing. I mean, so, I don't know. Jailbait's comp is so, like, chaotic. I think that's what's going to really do it for him, is that your Junkrat has the bomb that knocks people out of place. Garrosh has the throw that knocks people out of place. Lucio has run speed that gets everybody out of place, and the boop. I mean, Chromie does get some knockback, and the grenade. So they're going to be focusing on a lot of poke here, forcing Lucio to kind of use his main heals. Nice stun on the Lucio. If they get a follow-up, Chromie almost getting the hit on there, but barely out of place in that mid bush. Blaze coming into the evade on the Morales, actually doing a lot of damage to the Morales. Is able to stick on top of it. Dahaka is going to be kind of stuck out of position, and it's going to be the first one to die. How did Morales die there? I think there was a Li Ming bomb, or a Li Ming orb that came out. And Li Ming just getting those resets. Nice bomb from the Junkrat. Like I said, there's just so much chaos going on from the side of Jailbait that it just throws everybody out of whack. That gives them a 2-level lead with those kills. I would like them to actually take this tower. They probably should have taken this fort before they channeled this bell tower, just to get that little bit of min-maxing, a little bit of extra shots. Ooh, barely out of range. That would have been sick. And then the rest of Jailbait's just going to go to Soak. Dahaka's going to go top lane. So we're going to see, interesting to see what Chromie picks. He is going Temporal Loop. There is no, yeah, there is no, does hit the sound barrier first, so procs that out. Just for a Temporal Loop, which is about the same cooldown. But that does mean sound barrier is down for the next 70 seconds. Now, there's no way that Duraton's Couch gets level 10 in the next 70 seconds, so it's not like it's no loss to Junkrat, to Lucio. Man, these bombs are just so annoying. The Hawkeye's actually kind of has to double soak here. I'm still going to be interested to see if we see Judgment. We do see Bunker out of the Blaze. So I think, I mean, obviously the Bunker is going to be looking to do the counter to Judgment. Just, look, Junkrat bomb. So Tyrael started here, where my mouse is, and he ended up here. Like, there's so much disruption. Garrosh finishing his quest super early on, in my opinion, for that quest. That quest is actually pretty difficult. That reducing the reducing the cooldown by that much is pretty decent. It's actually going to provide a good amount of damage for him. I mean, they're just looking to get 10. Couch Duraton's just wants 10 real bad. See if we got, I mean, they can see Sulfur Smash, we can see Judgment, we can see Chromie. I mean, they should be able to delete one person, but like, if we see some of these team fights, Morales is dead. That's unfortunate. That Lucio. Nice, good stun there. They are going to try to go after the Garrosh. Sound barriers come out, so they, with that medic pick, it really just threw them all for a tizzy, and they just kind of just started throwing out their ultimates as much as they can. Garrosh throwing the Junkrat and into the Chromie ultimate. This Junkrat though. Oh, so close. Tyrael Justice for All able to save the Chromie. So level 10, we have Medevac, we do have Adaptation, we did see the Sulfurious Smash, and we do have Judgment. So they are still going to go for the blow-up comp. And like I said, if the bunker is not quick enough, they don't die beforehand, they should definitely be able to blow somebody up. I mean, look at that damage. Like, basically, the Chromie combo, I don't think our Q even hit, but that did enough to the Lucio. Nice big stun coming in here. We have Judgment available. There goes in the Judgment. Bunker is too far away. Like I was talking about, that does make it pretty difficult. There's going to be 3 members coming in here. I think they should still invade this. They time this Chromie. Do your timing. Oh, so close. Junkrat almost is. Ragnos able to get a little bit. Knocks him back in there. Dahaka's in the back lane. Gets thrown just barely by the Garrosh, but ends up dying from the Tyrael Smite. And that's that's going to be the team fight that Duraton's Couch is going to want to see every time. So this game is not over. I mean, if they get consistent team fights, this is going to spell really tough. Little miscommunication. I think that was just came off cooldown for that. They're actually going to re-invade with such a low Li Ming. One hit from Chromie actually kills it. I think they kind of slightly messed each other up with those with the grenade. One of the things with Medic that you always want to be relevant. So you're like, oh, I'm gonna throw I'm relevant, guys. I'm gonna throw out my grenade, and it always ends up hurting more than it helps, unless they're really out of range of everybody. So looking at level 13s for Jailbait. The Hawk is gonna be in trouble. Nice burrow there. There's gonna be a boop and there's gonna be a throw. So I think he's kind of in trouble with the taunt. Wasn't able to get to any bushes to give him any type of run speed. A little unfortunate timing there, especially with the tribute spawning. Now, granted, they do have poke, so they should be able to poke Morales. They should be able to poke enough to give time for Dahaka to burrow in. Li Ming is still top lane. They see her top lane. So, will they have enough interrupts here? Looks like no. Nice stun by the Blaze to stop the interrupt. This Blaze has been doing work, honestly. And here comes the Dahaka. They do stun the Junkrat, and actually this time is able to get out. Sound Barrier comes out. We have Judgment is on cooldown now. Sulfurious Smash was trying to time with the bunker. It did not quite work out. So the attempts are all there by Duraton. They're just slightly out of sync, which is a little unfortunate. Garrosh actually kind of sending... Wait, that Chromie just taking out Junkrat right away, taking out the Junkrat ult right away? Okay. That was so perfect. Garrosh was kind of saved the Haka there. Nice bomb. That might be a dead loot. Oh, so close. Nice stun. There was the one time the medic grenade really saved them that time. We do have Molten Core available, so it looks like they're going to be waiting for them to super invade into them. In the safe position. So Garrosh, look at this position from Garrosh now. He's saying that I'm going to be here for whenever you want a Molten Core.
The Gravekeeper has taken a tower.
And Garrosh, I mean, that time stop saved the Ragnos from being pulled. I mean, there's just so much disruption. The Junkrat and the Garrosh are just causing so much disruption for the Jailbait. The Haka's coming in there. Nice boot from the Lucio to stop the tongue. Going back a little bit. Kind of baited his own team into a team fight. What? That Junkrat bomb got everybody out of the team fight so easily. Trying to jump onto the Blaze, but he actually had his trade up, so he was taking 24% less damage. Then there's going to be the counter gauge. This is a 4v5 that Jailbait is easily winning. Time Trap, that's basically a free cleanse on the Time Trap. The Blaze pick was so good against the Chromie. I like it. Oh my god, and then Garrosh going right into the Dahaka. No throw available. That was a 4v5 that they won handedly. That's ridiculous. And Li Ming is getting value top. I mean, she's going to get another fort. Oh, just trying to get that last fort before they actually take it. They are delaying this just enough. Just trying to get Li Ming to take it. I think they gave up on trying to wait. There goes one. They need to wait another 5 seconds. Again, some of that little min-maxing
The Gravekeeper claims
I guess they probably wanted to take it before. Is that game? Oh wow, that is game. That's a pretty short Towers of Doom. I didn't even count. So congratulations for Jailbait. I mean, that comp was beautiful. Honestly, it was really fun to watch. And looking at the damage here for a little bit, Junkrat pumping out some of that damage. He was getting some great mines. But all in all, I mean, the game was pretty short. The damage was pretty low. Look at this Li Ming. Li Ming with the most experience done. You don't see that every day. But, good job from... You're good from Jailbait. I mean, that was... I would be... I would be incredibly frustrated to play against that comp, honestly. There's... Like, you'd be like, oh man, Junkrat just pushed me away. Oh man, Garrus just pushed me away. Like, that's just... That would be so frustrating. And Jailbait, I mean, they baited him into it. It was good. I like the Blaze pick in seeing the Chromie and the Tyrael. I'm going to move into a lobby chat so I can maybe do some interviews for Jailbait.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Doing all right. Congratulations on that win. That was interesting. I should say interesting.
I did the solo soak Li Ming thing.
Yeah, that's not
really
something
well.
you see every day, getting that that Li Ming soak, but it worked out well enough. Your foreman did well.
Yeah, they did really well. They were just like, yeah, just stay top, keep soaking, because I think we're doing okay. I was like, all right, I guess I can do this.
Yeah. So one question I kind of asked when I was doing the casting and doing the draft of game 1, what was the reasoning behind the Stukov ban in the first game?
We just literally hate Stukov.
Really, that much?
Yes. Oh, so much. It's just like he is so good at silencing dive comps and just heroes in general in small spaces that we just don't have the patience for him, to be honest.
That's enough of a reason. I mean, when you, especially in these type of leagues where you don't know exactly who the other team likes to play and who they like to pick, just kind of picking who you hate. Kind of like me picking banning Chromie. Him at all. Yeah. Same thing with Abathur along those same lines.
Oh, okay. Stukov's way worse to play against than Abathur.
Wow, that's surprising. So then, moving into game 2, I thought your draft was ridiculous. It looked probably really fun to play. It's super chaotic with the Junkrat bombs and the Garrosh throw. But how quickly did you guys come up with the Blaze pick coming against the Chromie Tyrael?
Oh, I'm pretty sure he had Blaze shown since the second the map popped up, to be honest.
Really? Oh, so it just worked out that way.
Yeah, and not very many people play Blaze, but we're pretty confident in Blaze's plays and just trying to try different things with him. And I know Dolphin really likes playing him, so we were pretty willing to try that out with this.
Honestly, you could have lied to me there and said that it was an immediate pickup as a counter to Tyrael Chromie, because that's what I immediately thought. Like, I saw obviously you guys first picked Lucio, they picked the Tyrael Chromie, so I'm like, okay, perfect counter to Lucio. You got Judgment, you got Chromie, you got Temporal Loop. There's no cleanse from Lucio. This is great. And then you guys picked up Blaze. I was like, oh my god, what a perfect counter. You got Bunker.
The Bunker does work somewhat as a counter.
No, that's exactly what it is. Yeah,
exactly.
Because it's a cleanse.
So I would, yeah. It worked out for us. Let's just say that.
I mean, granted, there's most of the time the team fights didn't go out that way because it was just so chaotic. All the ultimates were coming out at different times. But if the team fights were, super coordinated with the timings of the engages, then Bunker would have played a lot more value. At this point, I think Bunker only cleansed the temporal loop once, but the idea was there, and I appreciate it.
Yeah. So, yeah, maybe in the future we'll make it a little more streamlined.
Yeah, I think you guys didn't even have to, because you guys had so much disruption that they were throwing out all their ultimates all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, that was true. We felt like we definitely had good control of those games there.
Yeah, definitely. So then, what do you guys like to play with your style of play in your team? Do you guys usually like to play a lot more of the aggressive style we saw in game 1? You guys kind of picked a pretty neutral comp. It just had the Vala as your DPSer, and then the Tychus was the counter for the DPS for the tanks rather. Do you guys have any type of specific strategies that you like to go for? I don't know if you want to give away too much.
I feel like we're actually pretty adaptable, which we were kind of joking about that game because Junkrat likes to play Hanzo, and he was banned immediately. And we were like, oh, like what's the perfect counter we can just randomly throw out for their comp here? And Tychus seemed like a really good pick.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
yeah, I would say in general, one of the things I enjoy about our team is we adapt pretty well to each draft and to each situation, which has been a work in progress because we've definitely had issues with drafting before. But I think we've been trying out some more dive comps recently, but in general, we kind of like the distance poke with a couple
Hmm.
of like 3 really good frontliners. Which Lucio is usually our favorite pick for that because he can get people in and out really quickly.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd imagine. I mean, I liked your drafts on both games. Honestly, they were both really good, and with the counters and the. Granted, I know you're saying Blaze was a guaranteed pick for 100% no matter what, but I think it's a great counter, and so I really enjoyed that.
Well, I'm glad you thought so. I'll let Dolphin know.
Yeah. So anything else that you kind of want to add, either about NGS or how those games went in Serial, or if you had any shout outs that you want to give to the rest of
Oh, the
anybody else
classic
listening?
shout out question. Well, I'll just do what our team's been doing, which is shout out to the team and also to you for casting. So thank you for that.
Yeah, thanks. It's always a blast.
Yeah, but the team is really a ton of fun to play with, and we always have a good time. So it's been fun playing with NGS, and I'm glad we have this opportunity to play.
Yeah, sounds good. I wish you guys good luck in games ahead. I'll be, seeing if I have the opportunity to cast you again.
Sounds great. Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Have a good night.
You too. Bye. All right, guys. So that's going to be it for me. Those were fun games. Honestly, the first game I think could have still gone either way. I mean, there wasn't really a situation where they like strictly lost it, where Durtan's Conch lost it. Jailbait played really well. They did well with the rotations. They really optimized their Tychus pick and punishing anybody that dove onto him. Second game, I think Jailbait's comp was just so disruptive that it really threw Durtan's couch out for a loop. No pun intended. And it played to their favor. They just had those like knockback. Well, like I saw that I specifically pointed out at the one point in bot lane where Tyrael started pretty much at his fort and got knocked all the way back to mid lane because of Junkrat Bomb, because of Garrosh throw, and Elduin's might can only take you so far. So both games really fun to watch. I hope you guys enjoyed them. So my name's Snag and Inez, or Snags. So it's just easier to say. It's hard. I maybe mumble my name most of the time. But hope you guys enjoyed it. Shoot me a follow if you do. I will be casting with Jason on Friday. We're doing kind of like a featured game. It's kind of like a new thing that they want to try to do. Kind of Jason's going to go into a lot of in-depth about the two teams that are playing and what their previous win streaks were or previous matches were and how they went and what they're going to be looking for in the future. And kind of doing like what he called like a sports center type deal where like an NFL does those like featured games on the random nights. So look for that on Friday. I don't think I'll be streaming it. I'll be co-casting with Jason, so it'll be a good time. So I guess I should do the normal ritual that I do. So anyways, that's gonna be it for me, but I guess I should show my dog because that is my icon and adorable.